I'm getting more and more concerned about is the animal coming in. I mean, some of these pigs now are so weak they can barely walk. And pigs differentiate between a person in the alleyway and a person in the pen. And if nobody has gone in their pen until it's time to load, they are going to be squealing crazy super glue during loading. And you can get problems with cattle that have never been handled on foot. And they're very, very hard to handle, dangerous to handle. Now, in writing up guidelines, and I've been spending a lot of time working with retailers. So what do I do now? I spend most of my time working with retailers because I want to set sensible standards for the retailers to enforce that will actually work. There aren't going to be 10 tons of bureaucracy. And the trend now in setting standards for animal welfare or for food safety, environmental things, for a lot of things, is to look at outcomes. So I'm not going to tell you how to build the corrals, but I've got to achieve certain outcomes, like no more than 1% of the cattle falling down during handling, or no more than 10% of the cattle getting an electric prodder put on them. I want to get 75% or more coming out at a walk or a trot. That's what's called an outcome-based or animal-based measure. And then you have some stuff you just ban. That's easy to write and get away from telling you exactly how to design it. That's what's called an input-based measure. The tendency is to try to get away from that. And one of the good news on all the work I did with the meatpacking plants, McDonald's had about 75 plants on the approved supplier list, beef and pork both. Only 3 plants had to build something really expensive. I was amazed at how I could make the old junky ones work. We had to do a lot of non-slip flooring. Oh, unloading areas, crowd pens, a lot of steel rods, and now they've got the really nice woven rubber tire mats you can get from the Family Mat Company in Kansas, those are really nice. But in the high traffic areas, lots of non-slip stuff. And you could fix it with those things, on pieces of sheet steel. One of the things we had to do was put shields up so that the animals didn't see the people standing up ahead in the chute. We put a shield up so they wouldn't see the person. They wouldn't see the trucks going by. We'd have to block that kind of stuff. Now, let's get on the farm at some of the things we'd look at. Body condition score, lameness. This was mainly set up for dairies. I'm really now doing a lot of work with dairies. And the unfortunate thing is beef gets blamed when dairy does something nasty. Westland Hallmark, the video that the USDA called a policy-changing video, was dairy cattle, old half-dead dairy cattle. Beef got blamed for that. So I travel around, I had people say to me, I'm not going to ever eat beef again, and that was a dairy cow. They didn't realize it wasn't a beef cow. And the dairy industry's got to do something about lameness. That is the #1 welfare issue. Injuries, and the organic people, they better be worrying about the ringworm and the lice. No, it's not all right. We're going to do a coat condition score. Bald spots are not all right. If the animals are living inside, totally inside, we've got to look at ammonia levels. 100 parts per million ammonia, no, that's not okay. 25 parts per million is what you need for human safety. These are simple outcome-based measures. Okay, let's look at all the things that could make that dairy cow lame. It could be problems with the housing. In fact, one of my students, Wendy Fullwider, found that on the well-managed dairies where they really take care of their stalls, they had significantly less hock lesions on the cows. They can be genetic issues. They could be foot diseases. There's a lot of problems in the intensively raised animals that beef doesn't have. Beef's got to live outside and still be a real animal. Beef actually has the fewest welfare problems. But the public doesn't know about the good things that beef's doing. There's a lot of people that think beef cattle are evil pasture wreckers and things like that. Put videos up there showing what you do to take care of the land. Just showing what you do, not preaching, just showing the things that you do to be a good steward of the land. And then there's some practices that consumers are not going to buy, salvage station stalls. As far as I'm concerned, let's get rid of the salvage station stalls, and then I want to put video cameras up inside these hog sheds and stream it out to the Pig Tour webpage. Let's get rid of the mystery sheds. There's a company in California called JS West. They raise hens, laying hens, and they've got a hen cam. You can go to the JS West website and you can look at the hens. We need to be doing those kind of things, more and more of those sort of things. And then there's a few input things you may need, a few space requirements, a few things. And that's my website, Grandin.com. I've got lots of design stuff on that. And it's been great talking to everybody. I'll see you all at the banquet tonight. Thank you for coming.